Because at some point I'm going to probably ask that you guys do call my attorney, and I don't know if you guys are going to be willing to call him or not, but...
Well, we can't call him, but you can.
I don't have a... How am I going to call him? You guys got me locked in a jail cell with no telephone.
No, you're gonna have access to a phone. What kind of cell are you in?
Oh, yeah, I can't... I don't know that I can... I'm not going to call him collect. I'm not going to call him collect.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to talk to you guys, but it's...
Anytime you feel
at some point I might invoke...
Yeah.
My right, depending on how the conversation's going.
Yeah, so all you have to say, I don't want to talk anymore. Then we'll stop talking.
Okay, so I have the right to remain silent.
I understand. Anything you say may be used against you in court. You understand that?
And as you know, by the Constitution, we have to give those rights.
Yeah.
The Bill of Rights that we have to give.
The only reason I'm willing to waive the rights is because I'm confident that I didn't do anything wrong. I'm confident that my video evidence is gonna show that I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
And so even though I know, my attorney would tell me not to waive my rights, I usually waive them anyways, and my goal with this conversation is hopefully that, for one, I'm going to probably put it on my YouTube channel, and I'm hoping between the three of us that we can somehow, the Hawthorne Police Department will end up coming out of this better trained to not arrest photographers in the future. That's my intention and my goal. Presence of attorney
before and during any questioning. You understand that?
I understand.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you free of charge before any questioning if you want. You understand that?
I understand.
And Daniel, understanding these Miranda warnings, do you wish to waive those Miranda warnings and tell us about your story here, about what's going on?
Yes.
And if you do, put the word yes, print your name, then your signature.
See these stripes on my arm? You know what those mean? See the other side? You know what those stripes mean? That's right, bitches. It means photography's not a crime. Get with the program. Record the police. Photography is not a crime. Photography is not a crime. Photography is not a crime. Can you just say photography is not a crime one time?
Mm-mm.
What can you tell me about photography, Pops? Record the police. Thing, from whatever that long list of stuff you have, I didn't actually break the law.
Let's see. Looking at that, it said that back in 2001, you were convicted of carrying a concealed weapon. What kind of weapon was that, if you remember?
There was more than one weapon in there. I had a few, and they were loaded when I put them back in the trunk.
Okay.
So
and you just didn't unload it.
Yeah.
That was a violation.
Yeah, I was carrying them, and what good? I mean, it's bad enough you have to lock the thing in the trunk or you can't get to it.
Yeah.
If you have to lock it in the trunk and lock the ammunition separate, I mean, what good is your right to bear arms if you have to lock your gun and your bullets and?
If you want to talk about somebody getting on the soapbox about the Second Amendment, you're talking to the right guy. I'm a big fan of that proponent, and I agree with you 100%. Unfortunately, you were convicted under California. There's some other states who would most definitely not even have such a law on the books, but
yeah. So I ended up not getting those. Those were all legally owned weapons. There was 3, and I ended up destroying them, or I didn't end up getting them back after I pleaded to that
violation.
Yeah.
Did you go through any procedures in order to obtain your weapons back?
No, I think I probably just at the time I just was.
What kind of weapon was it? What kind of gun was it?
There was 2 handguns and a shotgun, and at the time, I probably
didn't destroyed all 3 of them.
Supposedly, I mean, my opinion is they probably just got put out on the street. Probably now they're probably in the criminals' hands instead of the lawful owners. But
and which police department arrested you for that?
Sheriff's Department. It's actually a heroic action to record the police. It's the only option available to a public citizen, a private citizen, to a member of our society who wants to defend himself against the police department or a corrupt government. Your only option is to record their inappropriate actions so that it can be shown to the public and so that the people can scrutinize and judge the actions of the police. it's the only nonviolent way to fight a dishonest government or police department. Always record the police. I would argue it's the only option, period. Violence is not an option. Recording the police helps to keep them honest. It makes them angry. Always record the police. And it's dangerous work, but it's something that needs to be done. Pops, what can you tell me about photography?
Nothing.
Photography is not a crime. Everybody has a camera in their pocket. Everybody needs to start putting them to use. If you record along with me, if everybody records, they won't be able to continue retaliating and arresting and falsely citing and harassing and intimidating people for recording them. Put your telephone or your camera to use. Record them openly. Record them secretly. Record them always. Record the police. Photography is not a crime. Record the police.
LA County.
Yeah, the sheriff's department. That was, so at the time, I knew they weren't supposed to be loaded in my trunk, but I also knew as long as I don't give a police officer permission to go in my trunk, they won't be in my trunk. And so at the time I thought, even though I knew I was breaking the law, I thought a police officer would have to break the law to get in my trunk, and so I thought that I would be able to carry him there without ever
being discovered.
Yeah, and then as it turned out, they came to court and they said that I gave them permission.
You ever take any? Ever take any AJ classes?
No, my ex-girlfriend did though,
Uh-huh.
and I helped her. She actually got like the top grade in her class.
Okay.
And I helped her with a lot of her homework and stuff. I mean, even though I never really studied.
So how did the cop get in your trunk?
Well, they detained me, cuffed me, and opened my trunk. I didn't give, of course I didn't give permission, but they said I did in court.
Okay.
So.
2001.
Yeah, that's that. I don't think I've had a confrontation with the police without recording it. From that point on, I carried a camera with me every time I got in my car. Ever since, I carried a camera.
So, do you think that was the beginning of your desire to want to
record the police?
Record police officers and stuff like that?
Yeah. At that time, I was just, I was upset. I felt like I was violated and had, so I just was trying to defend myself. Mm-hmm. And then, so I mean, I didn't go and record other interactions with other people at that point, but I always carried a camera with myself. And
did you ever try to appeal that process?
That case?
Yeah.
No, I should have, because it was really I had ineffective assistance at trial, but I didn't know enough about. I didn't know anything about the law at that point. So,
okay.
So I just, it was not that big of a deal. I just lost my weapons was the biggest.
Well, I mean, you lost your freedom for a period of time.
Yeah.
Weapons cost money.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
well, it breaks my heart that the weapons were destroyed.
Yeah, they're replaceable, but at the same time, they weren't supposed to be loaded in the trunk, and so I had my part in that crime.
Yeah, you're right.
Even though I didn't feel I had effective assistance, the obvious solution is I don't carry weapons in my trunk that are loaded, and then I don't have to worry about that. So.
Right.
So basically, I just give up my right to arms, and then and then I don't get in trouble. So I mean, as it turns out, I don't have any use for a gun, anyways. Mm-hmm. I don't. So that's a long time in the past. I'm not worried about that anymore.
And you are an avid bike rider.
Yes.
And do you ever compete?
No,
or do you just go on like?
No, that's just for fun. I just ride my bicycle for fun and transportation. No, I don't
exercise.
Dude. I'm getting fat. Can't really tell, but.
What kind of bike you ride?
It's just a Schwinn, inexpensive bicycle.
Oh.
You know what that means? They mean photography is not a crime, bitches. Get with the program.
Another part of this process is that you're learning that Sergeant Williams is a straight up, I'm not anti-government, but I'm anti-intrusion.
Okay.
You have Fourth Amendment rights. Like I said before, that's your property. What gives me the right to go in there? Well, the Constitution said I can go in there because I'm a police officer. Yeah, whatever. But I want to talk to you about that.
Okay.
And if you disagree with that, I go out and talk to a magistrate and say, hey, can I get a search warrant?
Okay.
So
you guys would, without this, then you would get a search warrant. You'd need to get a search warrant to review the video. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to fill all this out?
Say your name, Daniel Soman, freely and voluntarily consent to.
And all I'm consenting here is for you guys to review my video.
Yeah, that's it. We're not going to destroy it or damage it, and we'll.
Okay, obviously not a residence, not a business, not a vehicle. The property, so it's my camera.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Camera data. That's what it is. Because the camera itself is. I mean, if I took out the battery, that's a search of it. Okay,
so now there's 2 memory cards in there, and they're full of different police encounters that leading up until the one where I was arrested by Sergeant Shea. So,
put the date and the time on there. Data from the 18th.
Camera data. I mean, I don't think. I mean, the other stuff is just more of the same. It's just more police encounters.
Stuff.
It's all going up on my YouTube channel, anyways. It's not. None of it's a secret. But
it's your stuff, my friend.
Okay, camera data from
whatever date it was.
From
8.
That was 18, 2013.
From 8/18, 2013. Okay, so there's 2 cameras in there. Let's see. Do I need to put that twice or just? I mean, right. There's 2 different. There should be 2 cameras in there. Well, one of them doesn't have a viewfinder. You guys have to do that. I mean, take that. I'm sorry.
We're gonna go ahead and open it up then.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sign the bottom of this. I think that's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put there's 2 cameras.
Oh, that's the one without the viewfinder.
Yeah. That one goes on the side of my helmet. And
it has a locking device or something on it?
No, well, it slides. There's
slides into something?
Yeah, those screws right there slide onto the helmet, and it just sits on the side of the helmet.
Is there an on-off switch? Because this thing looks like it's been on all this time.
No, when the viewfinder opened up, it just turned on probably.
Oh.
Otherwise, the battery would have died by now. So.
Okay.
No, when we put it back in there, so I want to take the battery out.
Okay, so it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, so it don't drain that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign this thing.
I think it looks pretty good.
I'm surprised my attorney said that I could watch it with you guys.
Huh?
I'm surprised that he's gonna allow us to watch it.
I was surprised too. But here's a question: have you ever been with detectives and they allowed you to call your attorney?
No. Last time I was in this, I think it was maybe the same room or one like it. And Detective Jackson, when I invoked my right, he wouldn't even tell me what PC 148 was, and took me back to my cell.
Really now?
He did call my attorney for me, but he threw me back in the cell.
Yeah,
first.
well, I'm really transparent. My partner is too, so that's where we roll.
Okay.
This is nice right here. I might want to get one of those for my helmet. So I want to start posting my
so when you crash
my rides. Well, yeah. I wish I had got that one.
A viewer on my YouTube channel got me that because all my devices were being held as evidence. Like I even my cell phone got taken by Ardina, so I was like out of cameras, and a viewer got me that, so I could continue.
Well, does it feel heavy on your head?
Nah, not really.
You kind of get used to it.
Yeah, I mean it's comfortable.
You put it right there. I think that's what it is. You screw it in.
No, that's a different mount. There's these 2 little knobs there's a sticker that went on my helmet, and then they just slide. That just slides back onto there. And then depending on how it's situated, you turn the lens turns so the picture will still be level.
Does it pick up audio?
Not as good as this one, but it still gets audio. Yes.
Oh, it has a mic on it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where, but the picture quality is pretty good on that.
Is it?
It's a Contour 1600. It's actually inexpensive. It's only like a $100 camera, but it works well.
A lot cheaper than doing that GoPro, huh?
Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't have been able to afford it at all if it wasn't for a viewer buying it for me.
Yeah, good. They're looking out for you.
Yeah.
13. Let me see that pen. You go back. take this back into jail?
I don't want it.
You talking about chaos?
I got a shank.
You talking about chaos? You in the scrub?
Oh, I'm not. You guys got me to sub on myself, so I'll only be able to shank myself, right?
Or graffiti the walls.
Oh
so
yeah, that's
which one? Which camera did you have operating?
Both of them. This one went on. This one went on first, and then this one was in my bag. And as I stopped and I took it out and turned this one on. So
okay.
This one's going to capture me crossing the street illegally on my bicycle as I approach.
Okay.
And then stopping, and you know this one started a little bit
Does it
before.
have a USB port or like?
Yeah. If you open this. It looks like somebody's already opened it too. The lock is off, so somebody's already been in here. But I'm not complaining about that. There's the USB port right there, and the micro SD card is right there. It's removable. So you can either plug a USB, plug in there, or if you take the micro SD card out, you do it like that.
That's what, so those are what the cables are for then.
Okay, yeah. These cables came out of my backpack. This one goes. The white one goes to with this one. So it looks like even though you guys are having me sign away that thing, it looks like somebody else has already accessed these. I mean, this was unlocked and already got the cables.
What does that look like when it's?
It's locked. It's over to the right. It was like this. So.
Oh, I would have thought that was an on and off switch.
No, this is on and off switch right here. I'm not going to slide that forward to turn it on.
It slides?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. So I mean, but I'm not even concerned about whether or not somebody did or didn't look at it, unless it's erased or something like that, then that would obviously be upsetting to me.
So you open it this way?
Yeah, just see that it's locked right now. Slide that like that, and then this goes up.
Oh, okay.
So right. This little thing here, that just locks it so it won't come open when you're in use or something like that.
You see where?
Yeah.
Was there a sidewalk? You didn't say anything to the other person that walked through? Hey, actually, you know what? I didn't say a word to you. You're bothering me, so just close your lips. You don't talk to me, I won't talk to you. I'm going to tell you one more time. Shut your trap and don't talk to me. I'll stand wherever the fuck I want. Why don't you do your job and leave me alone? You interrupted me. I wasn't talking to you, sir. Officer Shea, I wasn't even talking.
That's interesting. That's interesting that it stopped right there. That's
what happened.
It shouldn't have stopped right. I mean, obviously someone's already tampered with it. The video should have continued from there. There's not another one, is there? No. The video. I mean, now I'm curious is everything going to be on here? Because this one should start before and end well afterwards. That video shouldn't have stopped right there.
After where it stopped at right there.
Yeah, I mean.
What happens after that? If you. I mean, what should we have expected from there?
Well, Shay grabs my right arm, which is I think where my camera was, and I didn't realize when he came up to me, I didn't realize he was going to be arresting me, but it should show, my.
So, did you have it palmed in your hand?
I think I was probably holding it like this. So.
Because it comes up at Shay's face at the last slide.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that it ends at that point. I wouldn't have expected it to end it, because it was still on when he was cuffing me. It was on the ground, and I could still see the light on. So it should have still been recording. I don't understand why it stopped right there. It seems like
Was it placed on the ground hard?
It was set on a little ledge, like a little curb, and then at some point it fell down off of that onto the ground. And
did you hold it against your body, anything like that, or
no?
How did you have
it? I don't know. I'm just I'm curious what if this one is going to be. I mean, what happened after that is really almost irrelevant, anyways. I mean, I don't.
But it does show the picture leading up to that.
Yeah.
Did you get anything before?
This camera here is going to get me. Is going to show what led up to where this one begins.
Okay.
Because this one I turned on as soon as I seen the police cars off in the distance. I turned this one on my head.
How do you know this is on? Like, I mean, what indicates to you? Does it beep or something?
No, but it's just real simple. That you slide this thing forward and it comes on. Okay. You slide it back and it goes off. So
instantly starts recording when you slide it forward.
There's about a second delay or something. Yeah, but that and the red light comes on the front, and on here, and
just so that we can get an example of what we're talking about. Okay, so you know that.
Yeah, see now the red is on and recording.
But
now.
you can't see it because it's on your helmet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can't see. I mean, at nighttime I can put my there's a little red LED. I can put my hand up at nighttime and it will shine, so I know it's on.
Okay.
But the only time it wouldn't come on is if the battery's dead or if the memory card's full.
Okay.
And the fact that I just slid it on and it came back on shows that it's still got battery power and the memory is still got more space, or that red light wouldn't come on. So,
okay.
So hopefully this one here is still complete.
Okay.
And like I said, what I expected to be after where that stopped is almost irrelevant anyway. So so I'm not crying about.
So this got the main bulk of.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know exactly what to say. I'm so that reminds me of the Inglewood thing where they kind of cut they cut the video off well before they came and arrested me. And I've got hundreds of videos of me recording the police. I don't just turn off my camera. I record the whole incident until I don't just turn it off.
Complete.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would not. With the police officer approaching me like that in the middle of a heated conversation, last thing in the world I'm going to do is turn off my camera. So.
And the on-off button is just that one. I mean, record button is just that red button, right?
Yes.
Can you edit this form from this form?
From in the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. If I wanted to, I could chop that video. You could cut it in half and then delete the second half, or you could cut it in pieces and put it back together in different segments.
But it would take time, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
knowledge or something about that.
Yeah. I'm assuming that since this thing was opened and it wasn't shut. Do you know how when I first turned it upside down, this thing wasn't shut properly?
Right.
So I'm assuming that somebody's already been inside of here. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing. So
what time is it booked in? At 13:46. That's 1:46.
Yeah, I mean, so both that lid was shut incorrectly and this thing was off lock. So it appears that well before we came into this room, people had already been at least observing or tampering with these cameras.
Well, part of that.
So I mean, I would have. That doesn't necessarily upset me because I would have expected that was happening anyways. Mm-hmm. But this is the first time anyone ever came to me with these forms.
After the fact, there is an initial thing in which police officers taking into custody electronic devices can review them for officer safety reasons and station safety in regards to additional crimes. That's pretty much one of those case law things that allows officers to initially screen telephone, and so on and so forth. For me,
I'm gonna power this off. Right now it's on standby.
Please.
I'm just gonna power it off so the battery doesn't. So as long as this viewfinder stays shut, the power will be off, but it like flings open easily. So anyways, it's off now.
Well, that kind of gave us a picture of it looked like both officers were there working.
Mm-hmm.
You're there videotaping, and it looks like Shay's telling you go further down, and then it cuts off.
And I said to F.
What happens right? Yeah.
Well, when he just approached me and he pretty much grabbed my arm and put me in cuffs right away.
Okay. Looking at the distance on that, how far do you think you were from Officer Shay?
It's hard to tell on this camera because this camera has a zoom lens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so I could be standing any distance, and I, no matter how far I am, I'm going to pretty much zoom in on the officer.
What we do is we can count his steps.
Yeah.
How many steps did it take for him?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that, and but this, I didn't see any pedestrian walk by in this one. Did you guys notice? I didn't see any person walk by.
No.
So I think this one here is going to show. It's going to show as I pedaled up, put my bike on the kickstand, and I think this one will show that some other people walked past me, walked right on past officers, and officers didn't say anything about them backing up or getting away.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. But I don't think that I don't think I broke the law. I mean, if I broke the law by standing there recording, then I'm in deep shit because that means I broke the law thousands of times because I record the police almost every day, sometimes 5 times a day. And
there's
from that
no
distance.
law against you videotaping the officers doing their job, but
so
I think the main thing here is that you're being intrusive.
Well,
what they're doing because now
I disagree with that.
Instead of just having to deal with him I'm not sure what the call was, but having to deal with him now, they
Yeah,
got to
it was,
worry about you.
it was a guy who was partially naked going into a dumpster, and we got to call. Speaking of that, we got to call these people and find out what did they see this guy out there doing, because that's what generated the call.
The gentleman I seen on the curb definitely had clothes on.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
But what happened is, and this is his own statement, he said that he was in the dumpster looking for stuff, but he had his boxers on. His pants were off.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess that was the nature of the call. But I guess, Robert, you brought up a good point, is that Shay had to divert his attention.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I know where you guys are going on that. Like, if I'm distracting him, then that can make... Maybe he's not paying attention.
I don't think necessarily distracting. I think he was just trying to tell you to go down there.
The thing is, had he not spoken to me, I would not have spoken to him.
Okay.
So if he didn't have he made the decision to take his attention off of that guy and start giving me unlawful orders to back up and whatnot. If he should have focused on what he was doing.
Well,
he knows who I am. He knows what I'm doing. I'm just recording, nothing more.
But back to what we talked about, that other thing. You remember
yeah. Well, I mean, you guys aren't going to get me to agree that.
Oh no, we're not trying to. I'm just going.
Okay.
I'm that kind of person that likes to go back and forth and find out possible. How did it come to be this? What made Officer Shea decide that what you did broke the law under 148? And you know what 148 is. Obstructing or delaying, meaning your actions obstructed, delayed, and we're not talking about a pursuit or anything like that. We're not talking about vehicle code violation. The officers were in performance of their duties. You didn't say anything to them.
I did, but only in response to.
In response to, right? Yeah, because it looks like Officer Shea said something to you first.
Yeah.
Then you say what you're going to say.
I said, shut your
Now,
lips,
here's the
shut your
question.
lips.
He's dealt with you before. Did you use that kind of vernacular when you dealt with you in the past?
The previous interaction I had with him, I was like 5 car lengths behind. I zoomed in on watching what they were doing, and they approached and they asked me something, and I said I would rather not talk to them. Okay. And then they arrested me. Okay. I mean, it was the time before was very quick too. They came up, had me in custody, like I didn't even see it coming. And this too, I thought he was coming to talk to me. One of the things that would have been seen when he grabbed my arm, I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing to my arm?" I didn't realize he was taking me into custody. I just thought he was approaching me to talk to me, and the next thing I was.
Well, I mean, I, to be honest with you, and not knowing you, or having a brief run-in with you, your demeanor at that point was kind of hostile. And that's my opinion. So we take all that. It's just like you ever been in a fight.
No.
I was about to say. But there's always these precursor things that happen. Yeah. Person. Well, you tell a guy, hey, be quiet over there. You're playing music loud. Yeah, all right, man. Cooperative guy, right? Yeah. No problem. And he approaches you. You give him a drink. Turn the music down over him. Man, fuck you. And then now,
I understand that.
Because the voice, along with the behavior, paints the picture of I'm not talking to the same person I was used to, and I wasn't there, but I can clearly see that.
I tend to say that when police start ordering me back, or if I'm standing there quietly recording and police start giving me orders, I tend to tell them to shut their lips or shut.
What was Shay's order? Was he just telling you to go?
He was just telling him to go down. He said, "Go down there."
The point of me saying shut your lips is I'm making it clear. I don't want to talk to you. Mm-hmm. This is not open for discussion. I'm standing where I'm standing and I'm recording. Please shut the fuck up and do your job, and I'm going to stand here quietly and record you.
Was Officer Shay's request unreasonable? That just go down? What exactly did he say? I didn't quite hear.
I don't know. You want to play again?
He said go down.
Do you want to hear it again?
Go yeah, go it down.
Let's hear exactly what.
To me, the request was unreasonable because if I go down here, then what's next? And what's next after that? Every day, I hear police officers that no matter where I'm at, they always say go further, go across the street, go here. Right. And I just say no, I'm going to stand right here and record most of the time. Then they don't talk to me after that. They just do their jobs, and I stand there and quietly record. But
I'm wondering if it's one of those cases.
Okay, let's see what we hear.
Too close.
He's going to stay over there.
Hey, actually, you know what? I didn't say a word to you. You're bothering me, so just close your lips. You don't talk to me, I won't talk to you.
That's all you got.
I'm going to tell you one more one time. Shut your trap and don't talk to me. I'll stand wherever the fuck I want. Why don't you do your job and leave me alone? You interrupted me. I wasn't talking to you, sir.
Now, are you backing up as he's coming to you?
When he was approaching me, I started backing up.
Yeah, so you were like about 8 feet then.
I don't know how far.
Yeah, because he took about 10 steps to get to you, and it looked like you were going back.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I don't know how far I was or wasn't, but like I said, I know that other people, and like I said on there too, he didn't say. The other people were free to walk right through, and he didn't say anything to anyone else. So, had he not spoken to me, I wouldn't have spoken to him. They would have done whatever they were doing.
But here's the question, I guess, is when you first started filming, and it doesn't show on there, how far do you think you were? You said about 30 feet.
I mean, honestly, I could go to the scene and
Could you hear them?
Huh?
From where you were at initially, could you hear them talking?
I don't recall exactly what they were saying, or yeah. I mean, if I went to the scene where I was arrested, I could look at the video and I could figure out where he was standing, and I could figure out where I was standing, and I could tape measure it and stuff. But I don't know I don't even know that the amount of feet even is relevant, really. I mean, I was there recording, nothing more. Had he not started the conversation with me, we would have had nothing to disagree about.
And his first statements were, "Don't come any closer. Don't go down."
Yeah, just go down over there.
Yeah, that was his first statement. And then your statement were, I think Shay wrote some of it.
So want me to play it again?
Yeah. Yeah. Hilarious.
So, I don't.
Like I said, there's no problem in videotaping officers and what they're doing, but
That distance
but
is
when you start being intrusive in
The thing is, I wasn't intrusive. Why didn't he tell those people that walked through on the sidewalk, that walked right past me, right past the suspect, right next to him, right by? Why didn't he tell them, hey, back up over there?
I think the difference could be, and I didn't see those people, I think the difference could be that they're going through and they're continued on.
Right.
Yeah, but
not saying anything. You're there in the proximity and staying there.
But do we have a freedom of press or what? Do we not have a freedom of press in this country?
Sure, but you don't have the right to delay or interfere.
The thing is, I didn't delay or interfere him. You guys have delayed and interfered me, and you're continuing. I would say you guys are continuing to at this point. I've been delayed now by days. It's going to be a couple more days before I get home. He delayed himself in the process of delaying me.
No, he delayed because you were there. Because you were being intrusive in his space.
I wasn't being intrusive.
I think the behavior along with your presence at that distance.
I mean, now look at that. I'm all the way on the other side of this tree. I've got. And you'll see.
Now you look. Now are you zooming in on him?
Yeah.
Or are you walking up?
Well,
You're bothering me, so just close your lips. You don't talk to me, I won't
That's
talk to
pretty
you.
close to me.
Yeah.
And understand, closeness by itself isn't.
Shut your trap and don't talk to me. I'll stand wherever the fuck I want.
1,
Why don't you do your
2,
job and leave me
4,
alone?
5. Now you're backing up to
You interrupted me, I wasn't talking to you, sir.
11. And
Officer
you've been
Shea,
backing up
I
at the
wasn't
same
even
time.
Well, still 10 feet.
yeah. See, now I haven't. See, now you guys, somebody in this department has already chopped off the end of this video. Isn't that a crime to destroy evidence? The spoliation of evidence or something like that? I mean, it's clear now. When I watch that, it's clear. This has already been. Somebody's already chopped the end of this video off.
How do we find that out?
Well, I mean, I can tell just by looking at it. I was there. I know it was recorded. And now,
Because it stops right there at Shay's face, and I'm looking like, where's the rest of the video?
And someone's going to tamper with it when they just get rid of the whole thing.
what's that?
If somebody's going to tamper when they just get rid of the whole
But
thing.
here's the question: Are you holding your camera
It's like
with
this.
a thumb thing?
No, I hold it like this.
So what do you turn on and off at when you?
You have to push that button right there.
Okay, it's in the back.
Yeah. I'm not a forensic expert. I don't know how to analyze the car and tell what has or hasn't been erased.
To erase just the very end, like you said, has no
And-
evidentiary value because all of it's at the beginning right there, correct?
Yeah, but in the city of Inglewood, they did the exact same thing. They chopped it right off, like where I had done some cussing, and then they chopped it to where basically to where the part I don't know why. I think because my guess is because the part where the officer's grabbing my arm and taking me into custody, I think that part is inflammatory to my viewers when they see that. I think that makes them that. I mean, as opposed to this right here, it just shows him approaching me. We're talking, nothing happens. Right. There's no, you don't even see, you can't even tell that an arrest took place.
Right.
And I think that's the, and it's the actual arrest that enrages my viewers, and like Carlos Miller's viewers from Photography Is Not a Crime, because see, now this doesn't show any crime. It shows me recording, shows the police officer approaching me. This isn't going to upset my viewers or people on the internet, because they, as opposed to if they seen what happened immediately after, there'd be a lot of outrage.
Why do you think there'd be outrage that somebody's taken into custody? Why do you think there'd be outrage
on
photographers?
Officer Shea's arrest?
But because photographers do not appreciate being arrested for recording. They don't appreciate that, and American citizens don't appreciate seeing me arrested for exercising my freedom of speech. I may have said the F word, or I may have said "shut your lips."
That's your right.
And exactly, that's my right. People don't want to see somebody being arrested for lawful activity.
But it's also someone's right to yell out fire.
But I wasn't in a crowded theater yelling fire. I certainly wasn't.
The example is, I think, and this is just me looking at it, is that the distance here, for me as an officer, is unsafe because I don't know who you are and what your presence there.
By all means, shut off that sidewalk.
In my history,
you don't want anybody coming out there, then close that sidewalk off. Get out your crime tape.
But hold on, I'm going to explain to you. In my history, I like to have a level of distance because there is an officer safety. Do I always have the presence of mind to corner off the street? I have no problems with videotapes. Most officers don't. I think the distance coupled with your behavior, and I'm not going to get you to agree with me on that, but just seeing that, I'm like, I can see how someone can misunderstand your behavior as being confrontational and out of place. Was the officer right in that opinion? I'm gonna give him a thumbs up for right. I allow the judge or the prosecutory process to unfold and let them make the ultimate decision, because we're in no position to make those decisions.
Okay.
We're not the trier of facts or anything. That's what the judges do. But I hope that there's a takeaway from this. Danny, I think that what you do, it should be done. I think that people should have the right and know that they have a right. And I think that people should know that in a bigger form than what they currently know. That there's no doubt in their mind that any given time, a police officer, you should know my name, you should know what agency I represent, and after everything is code for, as we like to call it, safe for us and safe for the public, we should be able to disclose to you some level of, well, what were you here for? Well, we were investigating a robbery call. Okay. Who's the guy in custody? Can't tell you that information because that's kind of sensitive. You get sued because when we arrest people, doesn't mean that they're guilty. You ever watch those cop shows, people arrested, doesn't mean that they were prosecuted or convicted of it. It's just they're being charged with it. In your particular situation, the officer felt that the elements of the crime of delaying were met because of your behavior and your vocalization and your failure to comply with what is orders.
My failure to comply with his unlawful orders.
Yeah, which you've heard that in your opinion, and delaying the officer. So that's his opinion. And so our position.
I understand. I know. I have to go back to my cell and wait to go to court and whatnot. And
you would have had no problem if you would have stepped back a little bit further, just so that.
I think you would have. You would have been
but listen, this same officer. The time he arrested me before, I was 5 car lengths away.
Well, that I don't know.
He had to walk he had to walk a quarter of a block just to come over and arrest me. So
in this case, he would have just stepped back because all he said was, "Yeah, you step back."
But the thing is, your men from your department have already proven that they abuse their authority and they don't know what is a safe distance. I record police officers every day. I know what is a safe distance, and so I'm not gonna allow you guys to decide anymore what is safe, because you guys have already abused that authority in arresting me when I was 5 car lengths away, or when I'm across the street shining your light and preventing me from seeing what's going on. And that's the whole reason I crossed over to the other side and was standing those 5 car lengths away before you guys came and arrested me. So I'm not saying you two in particular, but I use my judgment. My judgment is I've never injured an officer. I've never done anything to jeopardize their safety. It's Officer Shea who who delayed his own investigation, if you could even call it that. His investigation was, to me, I'm investigating something real, and I just uncovered something real. That I just found evidence of a crime. Apparently, Shea didn't, because he let that other suspect go and arrested me. I'm confident that I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm confident the court of law is going to see things in my favor. So it was a pleasure meeting.
I can tell you're a passionate person.
Yeah, I appreciate.
We need this. You know, society does need people to keep an eye out, because there are going to be cops that do overstep their boundaries.
You're right about that.
Yeah, I mean, and I, since Shea arrested me, the time before I could see that you guys have a side to this argument. I could see. I don't have to agree with you to see what you guys are saying. The time before, though, when Shea arrested me and they're you guys don't even have a leg to stand on. And so for the same officer from this department to have come forward and arrested me a second time kind of tells me that you guys didn't speak to him about the time before.
Did he recognize you from last time at all?
Yeah, he knew. Yeah, he knows. All these police officers on the street always know who I am. When I see them, they always say, they call me by my first or last name. They know who I am. So, I don't have any hard feelings. I'm not mad at Shea or Lyra or anybody. This is just part of my job, what I do. I mean, unfortunately, I get arrested for it sometimes, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait here and go to court, and then just let the process.
You take your passion seriously. I mean,
yeah,
nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, we need more passion in the world.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know if there's anything else. We'll talk to the city attorney's office, and it'll be either, yeah, we'll file it, or nope, let him go.
So
that
happens.
What happened last time?
Well, last time I bailed out because it was a holiday weekend. I was in here for after 4 days. I started going nuts. Same as this. I called the Aladdin bail bonds, and they came and got me out. But I would have bailed out of here already, except for if I bail out, then there's like a couple months or something till my court date,
right.
and then I don't know when I get my cameras back. Mm-hmm. My understanding is by waiting until tomorrow morning, I go to court, and there's a possibility that it's DA rejected right then. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, then I think I get my cameras back, mm-hmm. right? And then
because when you bail out, you have 30 days before your court appearance.
So I mean, I would have much rather called Aladdin bail bonds and gone home already, but by waiting until tomorrow, I can hopefully, if it's hopefully tomorrow I can be done with it, and then not have to go back and forth to court, and it takes, because that November arrest, I waited 4 days. If I had just waited until the following morning, I think I would have been finished. And now it's been 9 months, and now I'm still facing a headlight charge that they just refiled. So I mean, if I was smart, I would have waited one more day, but I couldn't. I was going nuts sitting in there waiting.
Not bad.
So, do you have any other questions for us?
Can you guys drop charges and let me go? That's other than that, no. I guess I'd just be headed back for myself.
I like that.
Straightforward question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I like it.
I mean,
and understand, our job is to examine.
You guys could
the merit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone being held in jail for a day or two, and then they say, "Never mind, you could go." I don't think that happens, right? So.
It could happen. I mean, it has happened somewhere.
Prove it to me. Show it. Prove it to me. Show
it. It's happened somewhere. Like, no, it's the wrong guy.
I mean, that would be an incredible video for my.
That would be
for
scary.
My YouTube channel. For you guys, we come in here, we talk,
United States of America.
And you guys actually said, "Oh, Mr. Solomon, all right, you have a good day. We're gonna let you go." That would be something else. I don't know. I don't know.
And that supersedes our pay grade, right?
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
I'm sorry. Yeah. We bounce it up because we understand that we have to have the balance between the criminal justice system. There's lawyers, there's police officers. Police officers don't do what lawyers do, and lawyers don't do what police officers do. Police officers go out with reasonable suspicion in their mind, looking for probable cause as they find it to be. And probable cause is, articulable facts to say, I think you committed the crime. I mean, when I explain it to...
Who's I'm sorry for interrupting you. Who's is Lieutenant Guest working today?
He works nights, weekends,
I don't even know.
Lieutenant Tomatani's working today.
Is he?
That's day shift watch command.
Does he have? He doesn't have the authority to let me go either, does he?
Lieutenant? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if what you were
is there
saying,
any
well,
chance
understand
that-
this.
is there-
Understand
okay.
this how, and there is a section that
You can't blame me for asking, right?
no,
Yeah.
there are
You don't
ways to
ask,
do
you
that,
get an answer.
Yeah.
but you have to be completely factually, not even the person involved.
And what about factually innocent?
And
Is that
I give
good?
you an example of factual innocence as a process in court,
Okay.
in which you have
Okay.
to bring your lawyer to talk. Well, you don't need a lawyer; you can do it yourself. But you're actually getting your record erased as being factually innocent.
Okay.
Let me
That's,
give you an example.
that's what how my last arrest. Not my last one. That one's still pending. The previous one before that, I was found factually innocent. You know, my eavesdropping charge.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
and I'm on my way for that. That's going to happen for my November arrest.
Right.
And that's
Right.
going to happen for this arrest as well.
Right.
I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but I did not commit a crime. Photography is not a crime.
It's not.
And
Mm-mm.
and
No, I'm glad.
I
that you
have.
said
I mean,
that.
I have definitely pushed the limits of my freedom of speech in the past on certain occasions, but I don't feel this one even comes close to that. So I do appreciate you guys talking to me. Is there any chance Tamatani would you guys get him to come? Me and Tamatani get along really well. I've talked to him.
Really?
I'm always talking to him. Usually, I'm talking to him about other incidents that don't involve me, but also there's been times where I've spoken to him about my arrest as well. I wouldn't blame him if he didn't want to come in here and put himself on my.
Well,
YouTube
he's
channel.
downstairs, so he's the watch commander. So I'll tell him that.
Is there any chance you could ask him
I'll tell him,
if he will
yeah.
come and talk to me, and,
Yeah.
and that way I can have some more material for my channel, and
Yeah.
I'll probably ask
Now,
him.
the one thing I like about Lieutenant Tamatani, he is the truth. His opinion.
Yeah,
is the
he's
truth.
the first time I spoke to him. I don't know how I managed to lose the recording, but it's probably a good thing because he wouldn't probably trust me after that. But he had admitted some things to me that no other police officer admitted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he kind of basically admitted wrongdoing on the part of the officer that I was complaining about, and you know, since then we've had some disagreements, but I've pretty much always
Was that
respected him.
issue? Was that issue that you complained about resolved? Because that's my question.
Well, it was not really. I mean, you know, my only option was to file a complaint about it,
Mhm.
and he suggested that I should, and I didn't.
Why
But
didn't
I don't have a lot of faith in the complaint process. I've filed complaints in Hawthorne and got no reply, no response, you know, and other department. I just don't have a whole lot of faith in the complaint process. I feel me putting my videos up on YouTube has more of an effect than filing a complaint. If I was smart, I would probably do both. I should do both on any.
I'm a big fan of doing both.
Yeah.
Only because you understand that we benefit by having the best officers available.
Yeah.
And we don't benefit when we have a distrust with the public.
Yeah.
We're given this permission to do our job, first of all. Without that permission, you have 92 riots as a result of that.
Yeah.
65 riots as a result of that. Whenever there's a disagreement between the public and the police department, the public will have an outcry, and we will hear it because we're public servants at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm a big advocate of that. I'm a big advocate of people following up on why they were stopped, why they were arrested, and finding out if their constitutional rights were violated. Because human beings doing human-like things make mistakes
Yeah, I agree. I know.
all the time. So so that's why I would like for you, if you ever have any problems like that in the future, complain. We should be able to explain our behavior too. We're not a secret service. We don't work for the President of the United States, and so they can't give you all their information, but we should be able to give you a great variety of information here. That's why you have the Freedom of Information Act and so on and so forth.
Okay.
And you know about that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's just my soapbox thing, and don't get me on that.
Okay.
I got
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go, and we gotta go find out about this guy. I guess the guy that they stopped was on some kind of probation or something. So we gotta find out about it.
Okay. So we're done, right?
Yeah, I'll take you down.
Okay. Okay.
I wish you the best of luck.
Okay. It was
Whatever
nice to meet you,
happens.
Sergeant Williams.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you guys gonna ask Tamatani for me?